This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
I was just, I had my Crypto Bros segment just recently. This is the perfect person I can talk to because she's got millions. Alex Windley is loaded. I mean, she's got millions. Did you know, Alex, that, and you would know this because you have millions, if you owned $1 million a year ago, okay, it's $660,000 right now. I know you know that because you have plenty of money, and so I'm sure you've seen your riches go down a little bit, right? You felt that pain, haven't you?
Right. Alex? Yeah, economy's not great right now.
Even for the rich like Alex Windley. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. How you doing? How was that night last night? Was that fun or what? Huh? It was exciting. It was drama filled.
It was fun to cover. It was fun to cover. It was fun to see the squad get their second trophy. They earned this one. Going down to without Messi for like 3 months and Tata Martino getting the best out of the team. They had to use the depth on that roster to get where they were. And every player played a part. Every player who played a single minute for Miami this season, they earned that trophy.
Yeah, and to me, this season becomes even sweeter because now I feel great as an Inter fan. This is just not a Messi team. This is a Chris Henderson built team that has young guys that are ready when Messi and Suarez move on. We've watched them grow without those guys and play really well and beat the best teams in the league without Messi. And so to me, and even Tata at times, we were frustrated with Tata. Without Messi, it was a disaster early on. And then all of a sudden they went off for international play and really things came together. So to me, that's the exciting part for me as a real Inter fan, not a Messi fan, because I know that's the other thing that we have a problem with this fan base right now. It's really not an Inter fan base yet. It's really more of a Messi fan base. You know what I'm saying? But for me as a Inter fan, that's what I love, Alex, that I know there's going to be life after Messi now. You know what I'm saying? Because they got it, man. They got it. They definitely got it.
Yeah. And it showed during the summer when Messi was gone and Tata had to rely on, the non-Suarez and Messi players. Jordi Alba stepped up, Busquets, Julian Gressel had a big summer, Kremashki, the homegrowns, Matias Rojas, who was a really good third attacking option on the team. They did really well to step in for Messi and Suarez when they're gone for Copa America or if they were injured. And, it paid off in the end. That's why, they brought in Chris Henderson and Nicky Buttigieg and all these front office guys to construct a roster that could hold up over time. And Tata even touched on that after the game. He spoke about the team's depth and that's why they constructed the team the way they did. So, and we saw the payoff last night, but, all the players are excited about the Supporters Shield and happy that they won, but it's clear that all of them, the real goal is winning MLS Cup eventually.
Sure, for sure. But I love how you say they earned it because they all earned it. It wasn't like they rode Messi's coattails. Everybody earned it because, we were all nervous when they all left for international play. We're like, oh shit, man. Hey, I'm glad that they built up a nice cushion, but this might be a rough month. And they proved that it was a glorious month, without him. And then he gets injured and they're still, rocking. And it's really a lot of fun. And how about calendar? I mean, it's so easy to talk about Messi and Suarez, but calendar is just as important. That save he made last night, that's the same save he's made several times this season.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people, mainly the Messi sect of the fandom that may not really be in tune with MLS or how the rosters are constructed, I think a lot of them, they saw, Busquets and Alba and Suarez come in, and they probably wanted a world-class keeper to come in to be at their level. But, Miami already had one in Drake Callender, and there's a reason why they brought him over all those years ago at the beginning of the team's existence. They bought out his rights from the San Jose Earthquakes and they developed him. And, he sat behind a couple of keepers for a couple of years at InterMiami, and in 2022 he finally got his chance to start, and now it's paid off. He has a new contract he signed a couple months ago, I believe, and he's the number one starter for the team. So it's the second time he's come up huge for Miami. First, the Leagues Cup penalty shootout, and then the penalty last night that he was very confident in saving, and him and Messi put the team on their back regarding just gaining 3 points and helping them clinch this supporter shield early, so the guys can get some rest before the playoffs start in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I would imagine, right? Nobody plays over the next 2 games.
No,
right?
yeah. Toronto, I think it's going to be heavily rotated, actually. In a couple hours, I'm talking to a Toronto FC beat writer, and yeah, they're gonna the fans up there, they're gonna not see Messi because he probably won't be playing in that game. I'm already telling you now.
Yeah, I mean, why would you play Messi, Suarez, Busquets, Alba? I wouldn't even play Campana. Sean and I we're talking about that, and we're going like, with his injury history, maybe I don't even want to risk it, or maybe we play him just a half or something, or half of a half or something, just to keep him, in shape. But I would let me ask you, because I don't know all the ins and outs here. How many of the minor leaguers can they call up and play on these 2 weeks? Because that's what I would do in those 2 games. I would empty out my bench, and whatever I could call up from my minors, I would call up from my minors. But I don't know those rules.
Yeah, there are rules that Miami just can't call up the entire InterMiamiCF 2 squad. That's yeah, they can't do that, but they can call up guys on short-term loans. But that's mainly due to like injuries to the first teamers and hardship rules. So I mean, I'm sure they can call up like for instance, a guy like Ryan Carmichael, who's a really good striker for InterMiamiCF 2, and he's been playing well, and hopefully he can get a first team contract soon, because I think he's a good prospect. But yeah, maybe they can call up someone like him. But yeah, I do think Campana will get the start this Saturday. It'll be heavily rotated. Franco Negri and for Alba. Busquets is more of an Iron Man, so I don't see him not playing, especially with Redondo out due to suspension.
That's right.
That's
right. Good call on your part. Yeah.
So it will be heavily rotated, but I think Busquets will continue to play. He's pretty physically, stamina-wise, pretty fit, so I expect him to play. I mean, not the full game, but Redondo will be out, and Bright will probably get a rest, and Matias Rojas, who just came back from injury, he hasn't been starting, but I foresee him starting this weekend. So yeah, it'll be a rotated side, and they're playing away, so no need to risk any other injuries besides that. And David Martinez will probably be back soon, probably for the New England game that will happen in about a week, 2 weeks. So Miami will have a full strength squad heading into the playoffs as soon as he's fully fit.
Only you, Alex, would give us the exact person from the Baby Herons you think would play. That's awesome. That was a nice nugget. That was a nice nugget on your part there. That whole concept, like, look, as they're marvelous on the pitch and in the front office. They're not great in media. They're not great at selling their team. They do a very poor job, I think, overall. And I think they need to do a better job of selling the team to people and having their players out and doing more interviews and doing more things, because they have a messy issue, and it's great for the moment. You can milk it, but you kind of want to get other people on board. And when I'm on social media or just my phone, I'm going to get a lot more reaction from people that I know and friends and acquaintances and all that for Heat stuff or for Dolphin stuff or the Panthers. I get no buzz from the Inter part, and I just feel like our community is really still not connected to the team. What would you do if you're Inter Miami? How do you make it become more a part of the fabric of your community, instead of it being the novelty that is Messi?
Lucky for you, I'm back in school again, and I'm taking some marketing classes, so that's right up my alley right now. So yeah, first thing I would try to repair the relationship with the supporters groups, mainly supporters who have been there since the beginning. A lot of them have complaints about rising ticket prices and maybe not getting season ticket boxes at the end of the season, and they feel really left out and kind of pushed back in favor of some of the people, businesses or new fans that are coming in that weren't interested in the team maybe 4 years ago. They're basically pushing out the OGs who have been there, since the Diego Alonso days, and they were playing poor football and all that. So
no, those are the people that are there with me for the strikers. Those are the people that are there with me for the fusion. Those are the people that are there with me for all our soccer. It's not just Inter Miami. We were all there way before they were there, way before the masses and way before everybody else. So I know who those people are, man, because I've been associated with them for a long time. The people from Southern Legion have been following Miami FC soccer. You know what I'm saying? And I know because I was there watching it and talking to those people and all that. And I feel bad for Vice City and the Siege and all those kind of supporter groups. They do an awesome job.
Yeah, so I'd repair that relationship first, and then second, I'd have more, I don't know, incentive to have more inclusion in regarding the different supporters groups. For instance, I'm I wouldn't say I'm a part of a supporters group, but I do follow this supporters group called Black Herons United, which they're doing some good work, just trying to bring in the non-Hispanic side of the fandom, which is quite a significant amount. The Caribbean, basically a non-Latin side, which is a part of the fandom. And right. I say this because there's a lot of non-Spanish speaking people who live in Miami and Florida that don't speak Spanish. So a lot of Miami's content, sometimes they forget to bring in subtitles, or even post-match conferences, they don't necessarily translate that. So that also alienates a lot of people. Yep. And even like in non-Spanish speaking countries, there's a lot of people who DM me who are, I don't know, from Saudi Arabia or Africa or non-Spanish speaking European countries that want to follow along, but they don't translate anything. And that's alienating a lot of fans that way. And so I would make the content more accessible to everyone, so they can have feel a little bit closer to the team. And finally, the last thing I'd do is the team's getting ready to transition into Miami Freedom Park. It should be completed around late 2025. It's already started construction. So I would try to switch focus from them maybe not being as yes, they do things in the community, mainly in South Florida and Fort Lauderdale, but I would completely switch to maybe focusing on the Miami-Dade aspect of things and try to bring up, pop-up shops, or have a team store that's in the heart of like Brickell or downtown, or, like at Dolphin Mall or the airport. Like every time you go to the airport,
like the Heat.
Yeah, there's Miami Heat's pop-up stores in, Dolphin Mall, at the airport, any, large shopping area in South Florida. There's always
we weren't a basketball town.
No, yeah. I mean, I would say now, yeah. But and
by the way, the hockey team is doing a marvelous job also.
Right. And they're out of sight, out of mind for me.
And by the way, all their players don't speak great English either.
Right. And so there we go. So it reminded me, they have there's a couple of steps they can do to just kind of reconnect the fandom, which I do think they're taking steps towards. But, once, to bring in the, having the Messi fans being converted into Inter Miami fans, there have been a couple that, do follow the team even when Messi's not playing, which is a good thing. But, in order to get, the fans set and permanent for when the new stadium opens up, I think there's some things that Inter Miami can do, starting with the things that I listed, basically.
Yeah, they definitely have to do a better job of connecting with the community. It's a real shame in that sense. Alex, what do you got going on? Heron Report and all kinds of stuff. Tell them.
Yeah, so I'm still hanging in there with my Substack, still doing that, still covering the team, still writing for Bleacher Report. I'm in school now, so I'm juggling that and doing my schoolwork. So yeah, same old. You can find me on Twitter covering the team, reporting the team. I also do, U.S. men's national team stuff with the women's team as well. So follow me there, and you'll get pretty much every Inter Miami update that is available. You can find it on my social media or my Substack or when I write for Bleacher Report.
All right, good stuff as always, and follow her on Twitter at AAW_1998. She's as insightful as it gets when it comes to Inter Miami. She knows her football. Alex, as always, thank you. Really appreciate it. We will catch up down the line in the playoffs.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. There you go. The great Alex Windley. Excellent work by her, as always.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.